Leo, if all it took was hearing the right words once for your life to shift, would you keep listening? What you're about to hear isn't just another horoscope. It's a clear signal, a call from something bigger than coincidence that this is your week. Not next month. Not one day. But right now. The flow of money, the breakthrough you felt just out of reach, is already circling you. And if you're willing to receive it, it will find you. Just listen once, and something begins to move. You don't have to chase money anymore. That old story, the one where you burn yourself out proving your worth, it is done. This week, from November 15th to 20th, the energy around you is shifting in real time. The universe isn't asking you to try harder. It's asking you to listen. Because something rare is aligning. Something financial. Something personal. Something divine. And whether you know it or not, you've already been preparing for this moment. Maybe lately you've felt like you've been pushing with everything you've got, and getting nowhere. Or maybe you've felt still, quiet, unsure why things feel so close and yet so far. Let me tell you this, that tension, that in-between, is sacred. It means you're right at the edge of something changing. And sometimes, all it takes is one message, one piece of truth that finally lands to push things over. This is not about luck. It's not about hustle. It's about alignment. And when your energy matches the frequency of abundance, the things you've been chasing start moving toward you instead. That's how it works. This isn't wishful thinking. It's how universal law responds when you stop resisting and start receiving. I want to thank you for being here truly. Whether this video found you on your lunch break or in the middle of a late night scroll, there's a reason it landed in front of you today. Your time and presence mean more than you know. Every like, every comment, every subscribe brings you deeper into the heart of this eternal mindfulness community. Your support allows us to continue sharing these transformational messages. And for that, I'm grateful beyond words. So stay with me. Don't click away. You'll want to hear everything coming, not because I say so, but because something in you already knows this is yours. Something knows you were meant to experience more ease, more peace, more prosperity without fighting for it. If you feel that truth pulling at you, say it out loud. Type it in the comments. Write it like a declaration. Let it be your confirmation. I am ready to receive. I align with abundance. I don't chase, it comes to me. Now take a breath. Let's begin. When the stars begin to shift like they are this week, it's not about prediction, it's about preparation. And if you're a Leo, this isn't just a forecast. It's a spiritual turning point disguised as a horoscope. These next few days, November 15 to 20, carry the kind of energy that doesn't come around often. It's as if the sky itself is conspiring to bring your financial path into alignment, but only if you're willing to notice it, feel it, and respond to it from a place of quiet confidence instead of urgency. Right now, the Sun, your ruling planet, is forming a rare and deeply supportive trine with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and higher blessings. What does that mean in real life? It means that the things you've worked for quietly, patiently, or even painfully could suddenly start to take shape, faster than you expected. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're finally in the right frequency to receive it. This trine is like a window opening, not with a shout, but with a breeze. It's subtle but powerful. And if you're paying attention, you'll feel it not just in your finances, but in your confidence, in how people respond to you, in the way doors start to open without needing to be pushed. Venus, the planet of beauty, value, and attraction, is entering the fiery realm of Aries, activating not just your charisma, but your magnetism. Money, love, opportunity, these things respond to energy. And when Venus enters fire, your energy becomes bolder, more radiant, more impossible to ignore. But there's a key here: it's not about performing. It's about allowing yourself to be seen without the armor. That's when the attraction becomes effortless. That's when money doesn't need to be chased, it simply meets you where you are. If you've been seeing certain numbers show up lately, maybe on clocks, receipts, license plates, don't brush it off. Especially if it's 888 or 777. These aren't just numerical quirks. In numerology, 888 is the frequency of infinite financial flow. Not sudden gain that disappears, but stable, generational abundance that keeps circulating as long as you remain open to it. And 777? That's divine wisdom. The reminder that timing matters just as much as action. That there are things working in your favor behind the scenes, even when your human eyes can't see the whole picture yet. You may not realize this yet, but your awareness of these signs is part of your shift. These moments, seeing the signs, feeling the confirmation in your gut, they are the very points where you begin to co-create with the universe. It's less about effort and more about alignment. About recognizing that energy responds to attention. The more you acknowledge it, the more it flows. Colors, too, carry vibration. And right now, two are standing out: metallic gold and royal blue. These are not just aesthetic choices, they're energetic anchors. Gold activates the frequency of wealth, of boldness, of knowing your value without apology. Royal blue taps into leadership, clarity, and spiritual insight. Wear them. Visualize them. Surround yourself with them if you need a reminder of what's already moving within you. This moment is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you are. The part of you that never doubted your worth. The part that understands that prosperity is not a gift, it's a mirror. It reflects your willingness to receive, not your struggle to earn. Stay with that. Let it sink in. And if something stirs inside you as you hear this, don't just listen, respond. Let this be your moment of agreement. Say yes to what's already finding its way to you. Not from fear. Not from desperation. But from the deep knowing that this time, it's different. And you are ready. There's something about a message that comes through the cards that feels different. It's not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes, it arrives like a soft knock on the door of your awareness, not asking you to open it, just to notice that it's there. That's what's happening right now, Leo. If you've stayed with me this far, then you've already started sensing that something about this week carries a different tone. It's not frantic. It's not chaotic. But it's undeniable, like a low hum of potential rising from the ground beneath you. When the Wheel of Fortune appears alongside the Ace of Pentacles, it's not just a financial message, it's a cosmic alignment. It means the tide is turning, and not just slightly. The wheel signals movement, change, cycles that finally start to work in your favor. You've been on the long stretch of this spiral, maybe waiting for something to break open. Now the gears are shifting. But here's the thing, the Ace of Pentacles doesn't come in like a jackpot falling out of the sky. It comes like a seed, small, unassuming, but powerful. A chance. A whisper. A door slightly ajar. The question is, will you notice it, and more importantly, will you plant it? Some of you may have already felt this in subtle ways: a surprising email, a conversation that leads to an unexpected opportunity, or even just a deep inner sense that something is changing. That's the seed. And like any seed, it doesn't demand instant results. It asks for care, attention, trust. You don't dig up a seed every day to check if it's growing. You create the right conditions and let nature, or in this case, energy, do the rest. This is where your own awareness becomes the tool. Because sometimes, wealth doesn't show up as cash in hand. Sometimes it shows up as a person entering your life. Or a chance to pivot in your work. Or the courage to say yes to something that scares you because deep down, you know it's meant for you. The cards aren't predicting a miracle. They're pointing to the conditions in which miracles become possible. And you're already standing inside those conditions. The rest? That's your move. I've seen people miss these moments not because they weren't smart or worthy, but because they were too caught up in waiting for the big sign. Meanwhile, they ignored the little green light already blinking. If you've been seeing numbers like 888 or 777, pay attention. These numbers are markers, reminders that you're not imagining things. You're aligned. And that alignment isn't a reward. It's a mirror. It shows you who you've been becoming through every decision, every step, every moment you chose growth over fear. These cards are more than symbols. They're stories. The wheel tells us that you're no longer stuck. That life is in motion again. The ace tells us you're being offered something real, not hype, not fantasy, but tangible new beginnings. Whether it's a new job, a sudden financial windfall, or an unexpected blessing from someone in your circle, it's not just about receiving, it's about recognizing the value of what you're being offered. And maybe the deepest lesson here is this: wealth doesn't always knock with a fist. Sometimes, it whispers. Sometimes, it waits for you to take the first step. So let this be that step. If something in this message landed in you even quietly, let it root. Let it grow. Comment below if you've seen 888 or 777 lately, or if your intuition has been speaking louder than usual. That's not random. That's resonance. And you're in it now. There's a moment in every journey when we realize we've been chasing something that was always meant to find us. And for many people, especially those carrying years of striving, pushing, and proving, that realization feels like both relief and regret. Relief because it means we can finally stop running. Regret because we wish we'd known sooner. But the truth is, we find this wisdom exactly when we're ready for it, not a moment earlier. And Leo, this may be that moment for you. When we talk about money coming toward you instead of you chasing it, it can sound abstract, like a nice idea, but not something that applies to real life. But that's only because most of us were taught the exact opposite from an early age: hustle harder, push more, force your way into opportunity. Rarely were we told that energy attracts energy. That what you radiate, you receive. The law of attraction isn't magic, it's physics meeting consciousness. And when your vibration matches the frequency of wealth, not just materially, but mentally and emotionally money begins to move toward you like water flowing downhill. Naturally. Effortlessly. But here's the key: permission. So many people unconsciously block abundance not because they don't want it, but because deep down, they don't believe they deserve it, or they fear it will change who they are. This is why allowing is more powerful than striving. When you create space for abundance emotionally, physically, energetically, or signaling to the universe, "I'm ready now." And that signal is what shifts the flow. You can start with small, grounded actions. Clean your space not just to tidy up, but to clear out stagnant energy. Money loves movement. It enters where energy flows freely. Then take a quiet moment, morning or night, and write down 3 things you're ready to receive, not things you're desperate for, but things your soul knows you're ready to hold. A new opportunity. A peaceful relationship with money. Unexpected support. Whatever it is, name it. The act of naming opens a door. Then speak the truth to yourself, even if your voice shakes. "I am a magnet for financial abundance. I do not chase money, money comes to me." Say it when you don't believe it. Say it when you do. Speak it until it becomes less of a wish and more of a knowing. Affirmations aren't about pretending. They're about training your energy to trust a new path. And don't underestimate the power of treating yourself like someone who is already aligned with abundance. You don't need luxury to embody wealth. You need care. Small rituals make a big difference. Brew a cup of herbal tea in the morning and sip it slowly. Meditate for 5 quiet minutes, not to escape the world, but to meet yourself in it. Feed your body with foods that nourish: avocados, walnuts, greens, not because they're trendy, but because your energy system deserves high-quality fuel. These small, intentional acts build a different kind of foundation, one where you're not proving your worth through burnout, but affirming your readiness through presence. And when your inner world aligns with the truth that you are enough, that you are supported, that money is not an enemy but a resource, you'll find that life begins to mirror that truth back to you. You don't need to do more, Leo. You need to align more. Let the striving soften. Let the tension melt. You've already done the hard part. Now is the time to receive fully, openly, without apology. Because when you embody wealth in your energy, your choices, your breath, you stop chasing it. And that's exactly when it shows up. We often look for abundance outside of ourselves, hoping it will arrive in the form of a paycheck, a windfall, or some kind of external proof that we're finally worthy of the life we want. But in truth, wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your body. In your beliefs. In the quiet moments when no one is watching and you decide, deeply and without needing permission, that you're ready to receive. And Leo, I want to remind you of something important right now. Abundance has always been seeking you, but the doorway it needs to enter through is inside of you. It's easy to forget this in a world that constantly asks us to hustle harder, perform more, and tie our worth to productivity. But no affirmation, no tarot card, no alignment of the stars will truly shift your life if you don't first believe that you deserve it. And that belief isn't something you foresee, it's something you nurture. If you've grown up with the silent inheritance of scarcity thinking, if your family believed that money only comes through sacrifice, or that it's not safe to be wealthy, then it makes sense that some part of you still hesitates to fully let it in. That fear of lack gets passed down, not just in words, but in energy. But here's the truth, you get to break that cycle. You get to rewrite the story. Sometimes the most radical thing we can do is sit still and ask ourselves honestly, do I feel worthy of receiving more? If that question makes you uncomfortable, that's a good sign. It means you're ready to explore the parts of yourself that have been waiting to be seen, healed, and rewritten. And healing doesn't need to be loud or dramatic. It can be as simple as lighting a candle and writing a quiet thank you note, not for what you've received already, but for what is coming. Gratitude has a frequency that pulls energy toward it like a magnet. When you thank the money that hasn't yet arrived, you're not being fiduciary, showing trust. And trust is the key that opens the door. Another gentle but powerful practice is speaking to your future self, the version of you who already lives in alignment with abundance. You don't have to fake it. Just close your eyes and picture them. Where do they live? How do they speak? What choices do they make each day? What do they believe is possible? This version of you is not a fantasy. They're a frequency you can align with today, right now, through choice, through presence, and through self-respect. Visualization is more than imagination. It's energetic rehearsal. One of the simplest and most effective techniques I've used in my own life is a brief golden light meditation. Sit somewhere quiet. Close your eyes. Picture a warm golden stream of light pouring down from above your head, flowing through your body like a waterfall of wealth, gently clearing blocks and filling every space with confidence and clarity. Let that light settle in your chest, your hands, your spine. Let it remind you, you are not separate from abundance. You are its natural expression. Leo, you are the sun. And when the sun shines, the entire ecosystem responds. Just by being who you are, radiant, generous, open, you give permission for the world around you to grow. When you believe in your light, the opportunities begin to reach for you like plants stretching toward the warmth. This isn't about ego. It's about truth. The truth that when you stop holding back, when you stop questioning your worth, and when you begin to honor your own energy, you don't need to find abundance. It finds you. There comes a moment, quiet, but unmistakable, when something inside you says, I'm ready now. Not ready to chase, not ready to prove, but ready to receive. And Leo, this may be that moment for you. If you've come this far, if something about this message has stirred your attention or your emotions, that's not by chance. That's alignment beginning to speak louder than resistance. You've done the inner work. You've cleared space. You've questioned old beliefs. Now the only thing left is agreement, your agreement to let abundance come in. It's easy to think that receiving wealth means doing more, performing more, being more. But in my experience, true abundance begins when you stop negotiating with your worth. When you stop measuring your readiness by how much you've achieved and start measuring it by how open your heart has become. You, Leo, are ruled by the sun. You were never designed to hide in the shadows of doubt. Your very presence is magnetic when you allow it to be. And when a Leo chooses to stop resisting their own light, the entire universe responds like an orchestra playing in perfect harmony. Opportunities align. People appear. Resources open. Not because you forced it, but because you finally stopped dimming your brilliance. That's what this moment is asking for, not a grand performance, but a subtle, courageous agreement. You don't need a lightning bolt. You need a breath. A whisper. A nod of inner certainty. Say it with me if you feel it. I accept financial abundance now. Not someday. Not later. Now. Let your words be the signal. Let them carry the frequency of someone who is no longer waiting to feel deserving. Let them say, I am already aligned, and now I allow. This isn't about ego or entitlement. This is about energy. Because when your inner world is calibrated to truth and permission, your outer world naturally begins to reflect that. It's the law of vibration at work. The law of attraction is only ever as powerful as the belief system it flows through. If you believe it has to be hard, it will be. If you believe you're not ready, you'll never be. But the moment you believe it can be easy, natural, joyful, supportive, that's when the gates open. And you're not just walking through them. You're leading the way for others, too. So let this part of the journey be your declaration, not your question. Let this be where you stop asking, is it possible for me, and start saying, this is already happening, and I am choosing to show up for it. That's how timelines shift. That's how abundance goes from concept to reality. When you step into your role not as someone begging for more, but as someone anchoring the energy of abundance in your very being. Write it below. Claim it. Not for you. For the version of yourself who already knows that wealth is not something you have to chase. It's something you were meant to receive all along. And now, you're finally letting it find you. Just remember, wealth isn't a dream you hope to reach, it's a state of being you're stepping into, if you allow it. The universe doesn't need more proof of your worth. It's waiting for your permission. And when you give it, everything changes. Thank you for staying with me until the end. That alone already says something powerful about you, that you're not just curious, but committed. Committed to shifting something deep within, to choosing alignment over resistance, and to stepping into a version of yourself that no longer waits for abundance to show up, but meets it halfway with open arms. Because the truth is, money is not your destination, it's the natural outcome of you becoming more of who you truly are. The more you embody wholeness, the more effortlessly wealth flows to meet you. You don't need to chase what was always meant to find you. You don't need to earn your right to receive. You just need to allow. And allowing doesn't mean doing nothing, it means doing the right things with presence, with trust, and with love. Small shifts. Quiet rituals. A new thought. A bolder affirmation. A moment of stillness in the morning where you remind yourself that you are already in motion toward what you desire and it is already moving toward you. Let this video not be the end, but a new beginning. A gentle spark that lights a deeper fire. If something in you stirred while watching, ask yourself, what action can I take today that aligns with what I now believe is possible? Who would I be if I no longer second-guessed the abundance that wants to enter my life? What would happen if, instead of wishing, I began walking as though it were already mine? I encourage you to comment below. Not just to support this video, but to affirm your own path. Declare something. Anchor it with words. Type, I allow abundance to flow into my life now. Or tell me what part of this message spoke to you most deeply. I read every comment, and so often, your words are the very things someone else needed to see. And if you feel this video gave you value, if it reminded you of your power, your path, your potential, then share it. Maybe someone in your circle is quietly carrying the same fears you've just released. Maybe someone you love needs this permission too. Let's pass it forward, together. Please like this video, subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness, and join our growing community of conscious creators and receivers. Your presence here makes this space possible. Every like, every comment, every subscription sends ripples into the world, and those ripples return to you, again and again, in ways you can't always predict. I'll leave you with this: you don't have to become someone else to receive more. You only have to become more fully yourself. Trust that. Breathe into it. And walk forward knowing that what is meant for you will always find its way, so long as you are willing to open the door.